Alright, we're gonna get started with this biography. And like I said, for starters, I'm quiet for like 99.9% of the day because I don't really talk to nobody. You feel what I'm saying? Because I just be traveling. I don't know nobody, so I don't be talking a lot. So it's kind of hard for me to get into it. But once I get into it, I feel more comfortable. Right now, I'm not as comfortable as I want to be. But it says, when and where were you born? Well, I was born Staten Island, New York, St. Vincent's Hospital, 1979, October 15th. And that's basically all I can say about when and where I was born, New York City. It says, do you recall any interesting stories regarding your birth? And I remember not one thing. Not one thing. What is your earliest memory? My earliest memories had to be pre-kindergarten. Pre-kindergarten, my father kidnapping me. Well, not kidnap, they call it kidnap. I mean, I don't know what my father and mother was going through at the point in time. I just remember that my father had showed up to my school in pre-kindergarten. I'm 4 or 5 years old. I think I'm 4, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see my father, but there was a bus parked. The school bus was parked. I was walking to the school bus, but my father was parked in the back of the school bus. So I see my father. I went to my father. I didn't know nothing. I just went to my father. And he drove me and this and the third. So then later on that day, that night, he knocked on my mother's door, but he had ran. Like, I didn't, he knocked on my mother's door, then he ran. And then my mother was frantic. Oh, I've been looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't know my father had picked me up from the daycare. I remember that. I mean, the school. So I remember that vividly. I remember going to a girl house. He was seeing some girl, or so I don't know what girl it was, or I went to a girl house. And in the projects, though, I was in Stapleton. I was in Stapleton Projects by the Red Store. And that was that. So I remember that. I remember pre-kindergarten, the playground. I remember magicians and stuff like that. Those are my earliest memories. Who was the most influential person to you as a child? Myself. There was nobody that helped me get through life where I was at. I had to rely on my ability to tell the difference between what was important and what wasn't important. Like important was like I was saying, important was just knowing that I didn't need the $100 pair of pants and this and the third. All I needed was clothing. And at times, even though I wasn't an expensive person, it just wasn't working out in school. I didn't have enough clothing, and this and the third. So I'm not gonna go there right now because we're not at that part of the story. You know what I'm saying? Did you have any pets as a child? My mother didn't allow us to have any pets, but I snuck a few pets in the house. We had a hamster. I went into the hallway one day to go take out the garbage. There was a hamster in a cage right by the incinerator. So I brought it in my house. It was like two hamsters. So I took the hamsters in my house and I fed it. And this time I was a kid. I was 9 years old. My mother didn't know. I kept them in my closet. I came home one day and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a mouse, and my boyfriend stomped on it and stomped it out." So that was the end of Mr. Hamster. Then one day I was on the balcony and a blue and white bird flew up on the balcony and landed.